Hello, everybody. So it's been a long couple days, and I've had some time to process everything, and I want to do a little video update for you. But first, I want to share with you a couple things that you might not realize about melanoma. So this year in the United States, 100,000 cases will be diagnosed with melanoma. Every hour, 2 people die. 1 in 5 of your friends that you know will develop melanoma in their lifetime. Melanoma is the least common cancer, but it's the most deadliest. 70 to 80% of melanoma is not from a mole. Your risk of melanoma doubles with 5 sunburns. If you're in your youth or adolescence and you get burned to a blister, your chances of developing melanoma increase by 49%. If you have a biopsy in a dermatology office and the doctors wait over 119 days for you to get into surgery, you have a 41% higher risk of dying. Melanoma is a crazy little beast of its own. And the doctors will tell you they don't understand 90% of this cancer. The research for it is very new. These immunotherapies, the genetics, everything that they've identified, all of this is since 2000, a lot of it since 2015. So we're talking about very new medicines, very new studies being done. So it leaves people with melanoma in a place of uncertainty about their future. It's kind of crazy, actually. So I want to tell you about Bear. Look here. This is Bear's folder. He takes it with him whenever he goes to the doctors. I put everything that's in it on the front so the doctors have it. So this was his folder for Monday. So, questions for the doctors. 4 pages of questions for our doctors. Richard's spine surgery history, which is very important. They did not realize that, but it's very important. Richard's medical history. Richard's blood pressure graph, because he has high blood pressure. They don't realize that yet either. Genetic testing. 53 genes they tested. Sentinel node mapping. Pathology, 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 and this isn't all of it. I'm still waiting for 12 more pathology reports. This is getting insane. I just want to put that out there. So where are we at? That's a really good question. So let's go back to the beginning. So Richard's skin, anyone who's seen Bears knows that he has all of this freckling all over his body. They're everywhere. It's on his face, on his arms, his hands, his trunk, his back, his bottom, his butt, his legs, everywhere. They're everywhere. All right, so it's various stages of cellular damage going on. And so all of this cellular damage, they know has a tendency to turn into melanoma. So all of Richard's skin has cells that are messing up that can change to melanoma at any point in time. That's scary. But the good part is 53 genes related to melanoma, all of them are okay. This is wonderful news. The part that's not so wonderful is that he has positive for a mutation of NF1. Okay. So we know that NF1 is related to dysplastic nevus. We know that people who have NF1 have these mess-ups in the cellular structure, and it causes dysplastic nevus and some other really technical terms. I just use dysplastic nevus to blanket all of them. So we know that the NF1 causes that. Okay? We also know that this dysplastic nevus is triggered or exacerbated or starts really going haywire when it's exposed to UV light. Thus, the important part of Richard's spine surgery. I don't know if you can read that. It says ultraviolet lights were used throughout the procedure. So they laid my husband open, skin and all, to operate on his entire spine and fuse it and put in rods. For some reason, in '96, they decided that it was good to put UV lights over top of the bed and exposed his open cells, his open skin, directly to UV light. I say, no friggin' wonder. The doctors are just starting to realize this. So what it boils down to, what is going on? That's the big question, and what can we do about it? So what's going on is that Richard has familial atypical multiple melanoma syndrome. What a name. They've shortened it in recent years and just call it dysplastic nevus syndrome. So this is a syndrome that's related to NF1. It comes into effect when people have lots of cellular changes and they don't have any genetic drivers for those cellular changes. The amount of people that have those cellular changes in their body is minimal. From the best that I can figure out doing research and all, there's only 6 people that they've studied with this, and they were all dead. There's no current studies going on. There's no research going on into this because, our research is all based on what drives profits. So if there's not a lot of people with this syndrome, then it's not going to be profitable for them to create a therapy. So there we are. Like 80% of his skin is covered in cells that can change to melanoma at any time. What do you do about that? Nothing. So here we are. Richard Bear has had so many wide excision removals that there's no feeling in his back. They're removing all of the tissue, the healthy tissue and the sick tissue. But in the process, they're removing all of the little blood vessels, all of the little lymph vessels that is so important to managing melanoma. Our body is great. It sheds cells. It can put toxins and things out of our body, and that can happen with melanoma too. And it's when these little vessels are damaged and they're sick that there starts getting a backup of cells. Then that backup of cells moves like a nest to other parts of the body through the lymph system. So that's scary as shit. Let me just tell you, that's so scary. Then on top of it, melanoma can take a direct pathway from the skin to the lungs and not even go through the lymph. Never be seen. That's what's happened to Richard's sister. How is that so? I don't know. But I tell you what, the Chinese figured out 3,000 years ago that our skin was directly connected to our lungs. So I think the Chinese knew. I need to look into Chinese medicine to help him. I'm just saying. Them people are smart. So here we are. What do you do? we're at the end of the rope for removing invasive melanoma through surgery. So what are they going to do? They're going to stop surgeries. They're only going to operate if it looks like it's going to his lymph. That's scary. There's one thing that can be done, and I will not allow them to do it. So when people have this like all-in-one limb, these doctors are so smart. They can go in and they can take your arteries and they can reroute your arteries. Okay? Stop all blood flow to this arm, through your body to this arm. Then they put catheters in your arm and they run the blood that way. Okay? And then at the same time, they're putting radiation in there and they're targeting those areas. There's no way in bloody hell anyone is going to bypass the bear's entire trunk. No way. Just saying. Ain't happening. So where are we at? That's what I keep asking myself. That's the question that goes over and over and over through my head. Where are we at? Number one, I'm ahead of the doctors. That's so wild to say that. But I am. I study this. I read it. I research. This is like consumes everything about me. So I went to them with the diagnosis and said, what do you think? And they're like, you're on the right track. They used to tell me to stop asking so many questions. Now they tell me to ask more questions. I'm crazy. I even cite the research for them so they can go look it up themselves, because the doctors are so smart that they're stupid. Their vision has gotten so small that they can only see the itty bitty little pinhead, and then the pinhead has to be like all the other pinheads that they've seen. So if the pinhead of melanoma is always treated this way and this is effective, well, this is what we're going to keep on doing. We're not going to look outside of the box because they don't know how to go outside the box. The surgeon can't tell me how to heal the tissue that he takes out. Right? Wound care can only tell you how to do that. But wound care won't help you do that unless you have an open wound. Okay? The oncologist surgeon, he can't even fathom somatic testing of DNA of tumors. Okay? He knows how to cut out. That's what he knows how to do. The dermatologists, they know how to look. That's what they know how to do. I need to figure out how to get to the people that know how the skin operates, that knows about the immune system of the skin. People that work with that. I can't figure out who that is, but that's who I need to get to. The pathologist, possibly, but I can't even talk to the pathologist. The pathologist could explain to me what he's seeing, but I'm not allowed to speak to the pathologist. A doctor has to interpret that and give it to me. That's not appropriate. The doctor's not a pathologist. Only the pathologist knows what he's seeing. Only he understands that. And then he puts it into ways that doctors can digest and they can understand. So where are we? We go to our last surgery tomorrow. They decided they weren't going to operate on places. They said, we're just going to watch these places. Well, that's scary. Carillion watched them and they missed them all the time. A wonderful friend blessed me with a dermoscope so we didn't have to miss anymore. I don't know. What I do know, the doctors only know a piece of the puzzle. That's it. They have a piece of the puzzle. I've got the rest of the pieces. And wonderful, wonderful herbalist, and you know exactly who you are, has been helping me along the way. And it is working. Let me tell you. This is so cool. So I already gave you the update one time about the pathology that came back from the surgery and how there's finally immune response in his body. Okay? It's even better. So that was done 3 weeks to 4 weeks before so about a month before Richard Bear went for biopsies of new areas that look bad. Okay? So they get these biopsies back. And in a simple month, Bear's skin has regression. Okay? Not only immune response, all right, but his body is killing the bad cells. The immune response is being effective. I'm blown away, okay? Because what have we done? Really, what have we done? Let's see. We tried to quit smoking. That didn't work so good. Let me tell you, stress of pathology jacks up your quitting smoking plan, all right? We've cut way back, but we're not quit. Soda pops. Oh gosh, it's been so hot. I'm so bad. I've had about one a day. Ain't supposed to, but I have for about a week. And that needs to end because habits, like you get back in that habit and then I start doing it more and more. Eating good food. We know that food nourishes you. Does food heal you? I never thought so. What else have we done? Chaga mushroom. Lots of chaga mushroom. I put it in neem oil. Matthew Wood told me about that one. He's so smart. He really is. So I put the chaga in neem oil, and then I put it on Richard's skin. That's morning. Then afternoon, I just love to love on him. So I put oil on him every chance we get. So in the afternoon, I put rose hips, calendula, and violet leaf on his skin. Then all the rest of the day, every chance I get, I put vitamin E. I put plantain. What's in that other one? Solomon seal, plantain. What else in there? I know it's more rose. Oh gosh, I have it written down, but I can't remember. All right. So I put that all on him. And then in between, and all night long, like every time I wake up, I put vitamin E oil on his skin. And I just love him up. And then another wonderful, wonderful spirit person told me about the power of water and how water changes when it comes through your pipes. So what did we do? We went down to the spring head where there's no pipe, and we gathered water in a jar, and I brought it home, and I put it on top of the selenite that a beautiful, wonderful person sent to me, and I would really like to figure out who sent me this beautiful, beautiful selenite, and I put it on top of there, and then Bear writes his intentions, and we put it around the jar, and then every night when he takes a shower, I get a cup of this, and I put it in a beautiful coffee cup, teacup that I have that has rose patterns all inside of it. And I put rose petals in with it because there's so much trauma back there. I just want to heal that trauma that he's been through. And I rinse his back off with it, and it feels cold, but it feels good. And Bear looks good. He feels good. We're taking supplements, vitamins and magnesium and zinc and vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin K, multivitamins, just trying to build back up that system inside of him. But I don't need the doctors. Well, I do. I know that. We need the doctors. I mean, I don't need their answers. I don't need them to fill in every blank on this page. I know what's going on. I can tell them exactly where the cancer is. I can feel it. Me and Bear have a soul contract. We really do. That's why I didn't have a family. Because if I had a family, I couldn't be attached to his family like I am, and to their history. Because we really come from the same spirit. It just became two, and our souls are attached. And when I started my journey in the herbal world, everybody saw me. They were like, "You don't eat. How do you stay alive? All you do is smoke cigarettes and drink soda pop. How are you alive?" And people would bring me food and they'd beg me to eat, and I just couldn't eat. My throat would close up as it went into me. I had no energy. I didn't realize it until somebody at the Florida Herbal Conference, you know who you are, she came up to me. She's really cool girl. She's seen me at a couple different conferences. And she says, "Laura, so tell me, why do you want to die?" I looked at her. I fell to the ground. And I said, "How'd you know?" Nobody's known. Nobody realized that I was dying. And I was okay with that. You know, I was done. Just done. But then we found out that Bear had melanoma. And I was, in March, trying to get a really good handle on what's going on and be present. Just be present with him. I've been wrapped up in Dad for years. He consumes so much of our time and our energy, and now I just want to be present with Richard and take care of him. And I went on a journey, and I didn't even realize I was going on a journey. I didn't try to go on a journey. I just went on a journey. And it hit me. I'm dying because Bear's dying. And I was like, I don't want to die anymore. I don't want Bear to die. So what can we do? And I swear to you, his ancestors came and they stood all around and they made a fortress there. And I just knew that I knew inside of me that this mountain is all that he needs. That these plants can heal him. And I just knew it so deep. But I didn't know how to get him on board, You go in between, we're dying, we're living, the doctors are letting us die. I can't tell you how many times I just lay there and screamed in the middle of the floor. Just scream, they're gonna let you die. I don't want you to die, And anybody that knows our story from Carillion, they really were just gonna let him die. They probably didn't intend to do that, but that was gonna be the end result. And oh my gosh. And I came up off the ground and I said, we're gonna live. We're gonna live. So I've been talking to Bear and trying to figure out how we're gonna live. How are we gonna do this? And Bear is so amazing. He turned all of his energy internally. And he meditates. And he talks to his cells. And he talks to his body. And he's becoming so aware of his body. It's unbelievable. We're gonna live. That's the important thing. We're gonna live. have faith that we're going to live a long time. You know, and even if it isn't a long path, we're going to live every day on that path. And we're going to be present with each other every day on that path. Because I tell you what, this busyness of life, this virus, all this stuff that consumes us, this election, the craziness coming, okay? That's gone in an instant. It's gone in an instant. It consumes everything we have right now. But it's like your children. At the end of it, you sit there and you think, where did they go? What happened? It seems like just yesterday I was teaching them how to walk, and now they're gone. Okay? Because life is like that, and it'll consume everything that you have, and it'll just fly by you. Okay? I'm done living my life consumed by everything else. It's time to live my life consumed with Bear, consumed with our health, consumed with our future. So there you are. And Bear, come say hi. Come say hi. He ran away. He's so shy. He doesn't like the camera. He really doesn't. I'm gonna braid his hair and get him ready for surgery tonight. But I just wanted to give everybody an update and let everyone know what's going on. We still have a long, long journey ahead of us. The surgeon told us that this is a lifelong thing, and we're going to be here a lot. He just wants to not be here for non-deep deep melanomas. They want a bar slow death of 5 before we go back into surgery. And that's just to save tissue, you know, in their thinking. But we're going to be okay. We really are. And great news, Bear is going to start doing videos with me. Come here. Yeah, see, he's running away again. I tell you, he's going to start videos with me, and he runs away again. But we really want to do videos. We want to do, like, videos of life on the mountain, life of the plants, life in the woods, life where no water flows to us and all the water flows out. The history, the land, the animals. We aren't going to be able to go to herbal conferences like I used to. Bear was going to join me this year, and the virus came. And, you know, it's a blessing and a curse all at the same time. Now I'm so focused on Bear, and I'm not focused on where I'm going or where I'm flying to or how I'm going to manage this, because if you've seen me anywhere, you know I'm a hot mess when I'm not with Bear. And it takes a lot to navigate getting to these events. It's really hard on me. So I'm just going to stay home and hang with Bear and heal Bear and heal the land. But we want to share. And we want to share before our soul contract takes us to the dark side of the mountain. And I'll see him there, and we'll meet, and nobody can see us there unless you can journey with me. So we just want to share before that time comes in our life, and get all this out, because, like, my kids don't give a crap about it. Yeah. The government gives you so much money now. Nobody needs to dig plants in my area. We're dying. You know, the history, the relationship, all of that. I'm pretty much the last one in the clan, and I'm the last digger in the county. You know, so when I'm gone, it's gone, and I don't want it to be gone. So we're gonna do videos, and we're gonna share. But this has been a really long update, and I'm so sorry for keeping you here this long. Blessings. Everything's gonna be great tomorrow. Just hold us in a place of calm and peace and tethered to this world. Okay? That's what I do. I hold ceremony while Bear's in surgery, and I tether him to this world. Um, because anyone who's studied surgeries and anesthesia and all that, it's a very scary thing. It's very hard to keep people here. And I don't want him floating around somewhere. I want him tethered. And I want him to be with me. And he does not need to be in the operating room listening to all that go on. He just needs to come and hang out with me in ceremony and be with me. And then he can go back when it's time to wake up. You know, that's kind of what I do. I send him back when it's time to wake up. You know, I tell him, wake up, wake up, wake up. And but Bear doesn't like to wake up. Bear, I think part of him is just like, I'll keep on going. I don't have to come back. And so I keep him tethered. And so help me tether him. And surgery starts at 9:30. That's the operating room is reserved for that time. He'll go in at 8 o'clock for all the pre-op stuff. And so if you think of us at 9:30, if you have 15 minutes, just for 15 minutes, put all your energy that you can, because I know that everyone's struggling right now. And so if you have energy to share, send that energy at 9:30 and help us get through this. Blessings. I love you all so much. You have no idea how much you've blessed us. Thank you. Thank you for this gift.